As in Germany and Italy, the Spanish Civil War was a battle between Royalists and the Masonic Republicans. In the book Scarlet and the Beast, we read, "In 1930, King Alfonso of Spain restored the Constitution. In April 1931, municipal elections brought victory to the Republicans. The king left the country without abdicating. Elections to a constituent assembly in June brought in a Republican socialist majority. In November, the assembly forbade the king's return." On December 10, 1931, the official bulletin from the Spanish Grand Orient Masonic Lodge stated, "After a Jesuit monarchy, it is only natural that a Masonic republic should act as liberator. Today the Masons are in power, and it was high time that they should be." In retaliation, the 4-year-long Spanish Civil War was fought between Royalists under the command of General Franco and Grand Orient Masonic revolutionists backed by the Soviet Union. Here we see Franco inspecting his troops. When World War II began, victorious Franco kept Spain neutral, yet opened its borders to anti-Masonic German and Italian soldiers for R&R. After the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, America entered World War II on the side of the Allied powers. The Axis powers were Germany, Italy, and Japan. As were Germany's Nazis, Italy's fascists, and Spain's phalangists at war with Freemasonry, so too was Imperial Japan. Mackey's Encyclopedia of Freemasonry confirms that in Japan, China, Philippine Islands, Singapore, Malaya, Burma, Thailand, and Indochina, the Japanese destroyed Masons and Masonic buildings with the same ferocity as their Teutonic allies. World War II ended September 2, 1945, with the surrender of the Japanese on board the USS Missouri. Representing the USA was 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason General Douglas MacArthur. When MacArthur became Supreme Commander in post-war Japan, he informed 33rd degree George M. Saunders, Imperial Recorder of the Shrine of North America, that his occupational government in Japan was molded on the precepts of Freemasonry. Near the end of World War II, the Big Three victors met at Yalta to divide the world among three opposing Masonic powers. Winston Churchill, a third-degree English Grand Lodge Mason, which is aristocratic Masonry, represented British interests. Franklin Roosevelt, a 32nd-degree Scottish Rite Mason, which is democratic Masonry, represented American interests. And Joseph Stalin, a 33rd-degree Grand Orient Mason, which is communist Masonry, represented the Soviet Union's interests. Hence, post-World War II nations were divided among the respective influences of these three types of Masonic powers. Count Léon de Ponsonby, a Frenchman, explains that the Yalta Agreement was ostensibly a plan to maintain peace within universal Freemasonry. Freemasonry in the United States, while maintaining its union and friendly relations with the Grand Lodge of England, occupies an intermediary position between English Freemasonry and the Grand Orients of Europe. Some of America's branches are nearer the English conception, northern jurisdiction, and others the European, southern jurisdiction. In such an understanding, Freemason President Roosevelt would be the obvious mediator between Churchill and Stalin. Western Europe fell under the influence of Grand Lodge English Freemasonry, and the Western Hemisphere fell under Scottish Rite Masonic influence. America's influence also included post-war Japan, since MacArthur had established Scottish Rite Freemasonry in that island nation. And since European Grand Orient Freemasonry was the creator of communism, Eastern Europe and parts of Asia, including China, fell under the influence of the Soviet Union. This is why America was forced to abandon the Democratic Republic of Scottish Rite Freemason Chiang Kai-shek in favor of Chinese communism led by Grand Orient Freemason Mao Zedong. So once again, we see Bible prophecy fulfilled in America as the little horn fights 2 world wars to allow Freemasonry to prosper universally. The next prophecy about the USA recorded in Daniel is that the little horn gains financial prosperity through safety. After the War of 1812 with Great Britain, No foreign wars have been fought on our soil. Therefore, it is natural for our nation to accumulate unprecedented wealth through safety. But alas, Bible prophecy also states that this prosperity will breed decadence, which it has in America, causing us to turn against Christ, just as Daniel had prophesied. God will punish this nation as a result by permitting the final prophecy of America to be fulfilled: self-destruction. This self-destruction is further detailed in Revelation at the opening of the fifth vial, which takes place during the second half of the tribulation. And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongue for pain. The Greek word for darkness literally and figuratively means darkness of error, which confirms Daniel's prophecy that the little horn has turned against Christ. Because of this dark error, we shall gnaw our tongues for pain. The Greek word for pain means we shall toil for daily subsistence, which suggests mass starvation. Yes, the United States of America is the little horn, which, ironically, is part of our national emblem printed on the back of our $1 bill. Notice that the Great Seal of the United States contains the prophet Daniel's little horn with the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, Satan, as well as the Roman flying eagle. The seal on the left is called the seal of the Illuminati. Illuminati is Latin for followers of light. This light is not the light of Christ, but rather it is understood by the hierarchy in Freemasonry to be the light of Lucifer. For example, 33rd degree Freemason Manly P. Hall, a member of the Illuminati, as well as a Knights Templar Mason, confirms in his book Lost Keys of Freemasonry that when the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply this energy. The Luciferian seal of the Illuminati on the left was created by European Grand Orient Freemasonry on May 1st, 1776, and given to Thomas Jefferson to use as a part of the seal of the United States of America. The seal of the Illuminati is known as the esoteric seal of the United States. Its configuration contains the secret purpose behind the founding of America. Today, this secret is told only to the high initiates in Freemasonry. But you are about to learn of that secret. The seal on the right is known as the exoteric seal. Its meaning is visible, thus understood by all. According to the Journals of Congress, on July 4th, 1776, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin were all three appointed by the Continental Congress to prepare our national seal. All three men were Masons. Both Franklin and Jefferson were initiated into the Illuminati. Franklin in France in 1778 and Jefferson in America in 1785. When John Adams discovered the existence of the Illuminati in America and the danger it posed for our new republic, he warned George Washington, who was Grand Master over Lodge Number 22 in Alexandria, Virginia. 3 months before his death, President Washington warned Americans to abandon Freemasonry altogether, lest it be totally taken over by this Luciferian cult. The seal of the Illuminati was first exposed to the public when it was printed on the back of our $1 bill in 1934 on the order of 32nd degree Freemason President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Roosevelt equated the seal with his socialist New Deal to pull our nation out of the Great Depression. Now, let's allow Scripture to comment on itself to prove that the little horn in Daniel and the beast out of the sea in the book of Revelation are one and the same.